everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Fidelis Ogenebe. I am a volunteer for Johnson this month, and I'm also a writer.
Okay, I'm Itolu Akitunde. I'm a educator and I'm a volunteer for Dreams from the Snow.
I'm Ajayi Omolara. I'm a volunteer for DFTS, Dreams from the Slum, and I am a child advocate.
That is very good. So today we had the Smart in School program, and it was really awesome. Like despite the rain and all, the children still turned out, and we gave them loads of things ranging from school bags, notebooks, textbooks, erasers, pencils, pens. It was really amazing. Can you recall any experience you have from it?
Well,
Okay.
Okay, you
Okay,
can start.
it's really amazing, like how you can make a child smile and see the expression in their faces.
Yeah,
And
they were very
it's really exciting. Like it's really like it makes me know that we are making impact and really like the sponsors, everybody is making a child's dream come alive. You can see like when the girl collected the books, she just screamed, and the excitement alone
I
was
saw
like
her.
it was like. And the funniest thing is that it's like 2 weeks after resumption, it's called to know that these children, they don't have the basic needs they needed for
going to
school.
school. Yes.
See the lot of people that came around. That means they were not, as in the parent could not afford to get them this basic need. Well, it's really a great, amazing thing to do this today.
You know, one of the things that actually struck me was when somebody came with nylon bag, a poly bag,
Yes.
as a school bag. Not just one person. I think there were 2 people that came with nylon bags as their school bags, and then we had to give them new bags. And for most of those that had school bags before, their bags were nothing to write home about. We had to give them new bags, and it was so delighting, and very, very exciting that we could replace their old bags with new ones, and they were happy.
And did you notice the set of children when we gave them textbooks and notebooks? They excitedly rushed to their parents and showed them.
Yes,
The
yes.
expression of joy on their faces was priceless.
It was so obvious that their parents could not afford it. Yes.
And there were loads of children here, despite the rain, loads of them.
Yes.
And the next thing is we still need your support because it's a continuous stuff to make, it's a continual thing to make a child smart in school.
Okay, and like she said, it's continuous. It's not just a one-stop thing. It's not just a one-time thing. It goes on for life. And there are particular sections of the law that will be read out to encourage us and to inform us that being smart in school, encouraging kids to be smart in school is not just out of the blues. There's legal support, there's legal backing for it. So section 1 says, in every action concerning a child, section 1 of the Child's Rights Act actually, in every action concerning a child, whether undertaken by an individual, public or private body, institutions or service, court of law or administrative or legislative authority, the best interest of the child shall be the primary consideration. So I'm very, very sure that when everybody that was going to support was sending in their support and contributions, I'm sure that they had the interest of the children at heart. They were like, even though they didn't know these children, they just felt, oh, there's somebody in Ajebule, there's somebody in the slum that needs these things. So let me send it, be it in cash or in kind. So we are really, really grateful to those that supported. And then section 15. Okay, let me read section 12 first. Every child is entitled to rest and leisure and to engage in play, sports and recreational activities appropriate to his age. Then every child is entitled to participate fully in the cultural and artistic activities of the Nigerian, African, and world communities. Every government, person, institution, service, agency, organization, and body responsible for the care and welfare of a child shall at all times ensure adequate opportunities for the child in the enjoyment of the rights provided for the child in subsections 1 and 2 of this section. That is subsection 1 and subsection 12. A child is actually somebody who is below the age of 18, and like we saw, most of the children that came around here today, they're ranging from the age of 1 to 11, 12, 13. They were not up to 18 actually.
Yeah, we have 16 somewhere in their
Senior secondary school. And so basically, being educated is not just about going to school. It encompasses all round education, like recreational activities to extracurriculars and all. And so even aside giving them books, aside giving them writing materials and all, we also ensure that there's mentorship program for these guys, for these children, so that it goes beyond the four corners of the classroom. Outside the classroom, they are still being mentored. I think you want to say more about the mentorship.
Yes, I believe every individual has a need for being mentored. As in, for you to get your dream actualized, you really need people to guide you through, to put you through. And that's what we are doing for our children here. That's what we tend to invest more in them, rather not just the basic needs. We give them our quality time, we give them our quality advice, we give them our quality monitoring, because you can't just leave a child and you give them the basic materials and you leave them alone. Every child needs guidance. Every child needs you to put them through, to lead them. And it's really also, it really is, I believe, for me personally, it's really a privilege for me to be part of this dream, to be part of this initiative, because I can give out my own quota to my own society and make Nigerian proud. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's very awesome. And one thing you read in the Child Rights Act that caught my attention was the need for children to learn through play.
Yes.
I don't know, in Nigeria, during my primary school days, as in when you are that playful type in school, you're actually not encouraged to play. And I've noticed that recently, children, they learn a lot through play. As in, if you teach a child now, maybe some equations in mathematics, and you do it through play, you see that child actually picks it up.
Better.
Yeah,
faster.
picks it better than when they just come, like you teach them the traditional way, like let's say from the teacher you write on the board, then you explain it to the children. So like play is also a part of what makes children smart, because once they play and once they even memorizing it into rhymes, like some poems we learned when we were very little,
We still know them
because of the rhyming nature. Yeah,
way.
It's not really play like that, because in play you exercise the body, you do a lot of things, you exercise your muscles, you develop gross motor skills,
and you also
exercise your brain.
Yes.
So, and for you to do that, as I'm talking from the educator perspective, you have to plan a lot of activities. It's not just playing that you throw children out, and it has to be like is a sequence, like
yes.
that is a planned activity. So it's really it goes beyond just climbing tree. But do you know that children even learn, as in they learn? Have you ever thought that? Who taught you your mother's tongue? Nobody. So it shows that children, the way they learn, it's
unique.
It's unique and it's more effective than we the adult, because we have to sit down and
consciously learn.
And it's really good that if we can really prepare a good environment for every child can learn.
Yeah.
When they have the basic, like they have the good environment, they have basic needs, they have good teachers, they have good environment. You know, there's some environment that is so conducive for you to learn.
Of course, even if you don't want to learn, if you don't want to learn,
because everywhere is like it's teaching you something, it's telling you something. It's so when there is rich environment, a child will learn. I can still picture that child, as in the smile, the girl that made hair. I can still picture her smile, because it's something that brings me joy.
Okay, so I would also read section 15 of the Child Rights Act. It says, every child, subsection 1, every child has the right to free, compulsory and universal basic education, and it shall be the duty of the government in Nigeria to provide such education. Subsection 2, every parent or guardian shall ensure that his child or ward attends and completes his A, primary school education, and B, junior secondary education. 3, subsection 3, every parent, guardian or person who has the care and custody of a child who has completed his basic education shall endeavor to send the child to a senior secondary school, except as provided for in subsection 4 of this section. And subsection 4 states that where a child to whom subsection 3 of this section applies is not sent to senior secondary school, the child shall be encouraged to learn an appropriate trade, and the employer of the child shall provide the necessaries for learning the trade. 5. A female child who becomes pregnant before completing her education shall be given the opportunity after delivery to continue with her education on the basis of her individual ability. 6. Where a parent, guardian, or person who has care and custody of a child fails in the duty imposed on him under subsection 2 of this section, he commits an offense and is liable: A. On first conviction, to be reprimanded and ordered to undertake community service. This is actually very interesting.
Thank you.
Then B. I'm
Okay,
sorry. On second conviction, to a fine of 2,000 naira or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 1 month, or to both such fine and imprisonment. And C. On any subsequent conviction, to a fine not exceeding 5,000 naira or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 months, or to both such fine and imprisonment. 7. The provisions of this section shall not apply to children with mental disabilities. Okay, so I'm sure there is a lot to say from this section.
I really like all
Sounds
these
very
laws. I really like it. But for me, laws and policy can be made. Are they really implemented? Let us go back to the slum. How many parents do you know that most family in the slum, their basic, like their daily spending, some spend below 100 naira or 200.
Very possible.
Do you know that?
Very
Yes.
possible.
And
So
it includes
all this
feeding and
policy
everything.
looks rich. The implementation is the basic for me. How it is run, because a lot of parents cannot even feed. And let me tell you something, a child with empty stomach cannot
Learn. Yes.
If you want your child to be smart, you have to feed vegetables, fruit, they are essential. But how many of these people staying in the slum can afford that? They can't even eat. Some family can't eat 2 meals. Some, they run on empty stomach. So with all these laws, really, I love the laws, and it's a way of guiding people. But when you bring out to the down to the slum, to the people living below 100 naira or 200, how is that possible? And we know that, I mean, Nigerian children population, as in the population of Nigerian children, do you know they are quite high?
Yes.
And they are giving birth every day. Our public school, how many can it contain? A private school, you have to pay school fees. I can't run a private school and you don't pay school fees. It's a business, even though it's more than a business.
Yeah.
But it's also I need to pay my teachers. I need to do all those things. So for me, I know some parents here, they are unemployed because they don't know the exact income that is coming into
Their family.
to get paid. So how do I'm earning below 4,000 a month. Let's just make it that way. I want you to talk about. Yeah, I'm earning below 4,000 a month, and I have 2 kids. Okay, I didn't do more than myself. I have 2 kids. How do I want to?
I think that is one of the reasons. If I should speak from our angle, like what we are doing actually here in this school, the children are on scholarships, and talking about the feeding, we have a program that actually feeds children. Is it not once or twice a week?
No, it's every day.
Yeah, every day we do that also. And there is something she read from the Acts.
That if a child cannot be educated in school, then he should be entitled
Yeah.
to learn
So,
the
like,
trade.
that's
Yes.
when she has finished primary
Junior
school,
secondary
junior
school.
Junior
school.
secondary
Yes,
school, but
yes.
for that too, we had a program during the holiday time. We had some-
Yeah, that empower
uh,
the children.
Yes, we already know the importance of these things because, okay, when you go to school, like on the environment of Nigeria now, you need a handwork to be able to survive in the economic climate that we are in. So in our own little way, I think we have been contributing to this.
Okay.
And we plan to do more, because if you say in our own little way, we plan to do more.
Yes.
And we can't do that without you the sponsor, our dear friends, and this is just a call for us to know that there are still a lot of things. Do you know that today we even gave out scholarship, food scholarship, and there are still children that are out of schools even in this vicinity. That's just a fact.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I think members of the public should just know that Dreams from the Slum is saddled with educating children and people, empowering them and mentoring them. And what I read from Section 15 of the Child's Rights Act encompasses these things.
Yes.
So we need the government, especially, we need institutions, we need private individuals, we need everybody, we need you to help us ensure education for these children, to empower their parents, to empower some of these children who are even not willing to go to school. It's not compulsory to go to school actually, although the basic education is needed. For some of them that want to learn a trade and they've attained at least the junior secondary school education, let them learn a trade and let them get mentors. It's not just about starting, there is the place of continuity, and that will only be successful through good mentorship. So we're begging everybody out there, we're begging the government to please support Dreams from the Slum. We call for donations from time to time. You can even come to our center at Ajegunle here and support us with your donations. We receive clothes, we receive different materials, anything you just need to give out to help us. We would welcome them and we'll say thank you to you.
Yeah, we'll be very, very grateful for that. And we also run a mentorship for the children. When we bring them to school, when we equip them with the basic things they need in school, we don't just leave them. We also follow up on them. Like, you give a child an exercise book now, you will have to follow up on that child. Okay, this and this are what you put in that exercise book. This is what you learned in school today. Come and explain to me what you understand from everything your teacher has said. We do that on a daily basis. We are even here on Sundays to actually cater for some of these children, because we have found out that if you just teach a child formally, if you don't do a follow-up, children are easily carried away. Yes. As in when a child learns A today, if you don't follow up, okay, you want this child to actually remember this is A, that child sooner or later he will forget it. He or she will forget it. So we also do this because it's actually one thing that makes the child really smart. And if you check the statistics of children in school who are actually followed up on by their parents, by their guidance, and by people in the community, you find out that they do more in school.
Yes.
They do better in school, and they are, how will I put it now? Their mind is more focused on what they want to go to school to learn. And this was actually the way it was back in the 60s and in the 70s. Yes, because it was a communal something. Once a person goes to school from that community, everybody in that community follows up on that person. Yes. They will ask you, okay, what did you learn today? You have to explain, and when you are explaining it, it also makes you remember that thing. So we also do mentorship for the children, because we have seen that this is really important. It's not actually by giving them textbooks or notebooks or pencils or pens that we will make them smart in school. We also teach them that this is the usefulness of this thing. This textbook, this is what it connotes. If you have any difficulty here, you can come and meet us in our center. We have people who can attend to you and can explain what you don't understand. So in that way, it will also make the person perform better in school.
Yes.
And we should we are doing this out of the sense that these children, they are our future. If we don't build them up now, that means we don't have anything for the future, because in the future they are the ones that will lead us. Our political leaders we have now, a time will come there will be no more. Other people will have to take their mantle. And if these people are not well equipped, I don't know what the future of our country will be.
Okay, let me even come from this angle. Do you know that for any nation to maximize its potential, they have to invest in
the human capital.
And the funny thing that, do you know the children almost have the highest population
in any country?
Yes.
So if we are not investing in our children, personally, I have not given birth, but I know I have a lot of children that I have now, because it's not about you being the biological parent, or
you can be the social.
You can be, and the thing is that every child has a dream, and we need all these children to be well educated to make our society a better place. Let me just give you this okay, in the next 60 years, if I fail to do my duty and I don't invest in children around me, and I grow old, I have a lot of work. Do you know that it's those children that will come and vandalize my property?
Definitely.
Yeah, very correct. And at that age, you won't even be able to defend yourself
Yes.
because you'll be old, you'll be weak.
So if I'm so concerned about myself and I'm not investing in my society, Nigeria is for everybody.
Yes.
It's mine. We need to start personalizing it, and let us invest in all these children. And really, one thing I like, a lot of parents are not staying in the slum, they are investing in their children. But these parents in the slum, they don't even have an idea. Most of them
don't see into the
most of
future.
them are not educated. We are calling out for those that are educated, those that are more exposed, that we should all come together and make Nigeria a great nation, because we know Nigeria, we have a lot of raw talents.
Yes.
And when we come together and do this and make sure every child has, I still believe in every child needs a basic education.
Yes.
Every
You
child.
know, you mentioned raw talent and basic education. Imagine a child that has basic education up to at least the junior secondary school and is willing to learn a trade. He doesn't want to go to school further, and he is interested in tailoring. The basic education he has would equip him with necessary skills to be able to manage his customers. Imagine if I didn't go to school, I don't know how to speak English, I find myself in Lagos where almost everybody speaks English, or pidgin at least, and there's a customer coming to me and I can sew very well. I wouldn't even have the sense that, okay, I need somebody to interpret for me or something. I would just come and open a shop, and then I'll just be there. Customers will come. Have you walked to somebody in the market and the person is speaking Igbo or one other language that you don't understand, and you're like, I don't understand, and the person is still talking, you just walk out. So please,
You won't be able to transfer ideas to you.
Yes, it won't be, and he might be doing very well in his
Even
skill,
better
or
than
somebody
the
who
top
can
tailors
speak
we have.
English. Yes.
Imagine.
So we're actually begging that people should come and support. If you can't support somebody to go to school, support somebody to learn a trade. I think that's very good.
Yes.
But at least everybody must get a basic education. That's what we're after in Dreams from the Slum. Basic education, and those that we can also sponsor to learn a trade,
Yes,
would sponsor them.
We do that. And just to add a fun fact, do you know that Nigerians were among the smartest people in the world?
Of course.
Just
Of
yesterday
course.
in the news.
Of course. Robotics engineer
Yes,
or
I wanted to
something.
mention. I
Yes.
was surprised. A Nigerian.
Did you
he
hear of
did-
the doctor that also removed a fetus or something?
Yes, a
put him
Nigerian
back or
dog,
something?
and he studied in Nigeria.
Yes, so Nigeria is blessed.
We are very
Nigeria is
blessed.
blessed. We just need to utilize this.
Yes.
And utilizing it lies in everybody's hands. The little you have, you can give from it.
Yes.
The little I have, I can give from it. So that at least when we collect all these things together, there's a pool of resources and we can help people. So let everybody in Nigeria, let everybody all over the world have this sense of helping people. We don't have to have millions or thousands or billions to help somebody. You could have just 15 naira and it will go a long way.
will
So
go a
please,
long way
let's
to
help
help a child.
people. Let's
will go a
help Dreams
long
from the Slum help people to
Yeah.
achieve their dreams. Yes.
So,
Thank you.
That is it. So you can follow us on our social media page at Dreams from the Slum. On Instagram we are Dreams from the Slum. Twitter also Dreams from the Slum, and on Facebook we are Dreams from the Slum Empowerment Initiative. And you can go there, send us a DM. We really appreciate your support. Just take education as a sharpener that sharpens the pencil that is already good. It sharpens the pencil to make it achieve more results. So when you educate a child, that child already has massive potentials. When you educate that child, imagine the kind of good that child will do in the world. It's really amazing, and it will even go beyond the shores of Nigeria, because once you educate a child right now, you are blessing humanity with what that child could offer.
Of course.
Okay, coming from the SDG goals, I see that quality education is a must go for any nation to progress. Is one thing that we have to invest in, and I really believe for the SD goals is something we are working on, is what we work with in Dreams on the Slum. And for me, when a child is educated, you've liberated a nation. That's for me, because you can see ignorance and how ignorance and illiteracy eat up people. Like, have you even thought about it, like how ignorance and basic things that you think people know, do you know they don't know it?
Of course.
Because of lack of education. And some of the things we actually were thinking was magic back in the days, we have actually found out that okay, these things there's a logical part to it.
Yes.
Education is really
Just
important.
because of education.
Yes, education is really important.
Do you know in Dreams from the Slum, we don't just leave our children, we even
We mentor them, we
train
follow
their
up on them.
parents.
Yeah.
We
Empower
we
them.
train their parents, we empower them, we monitor them, we give them the, as in most parents they're not well informed. We give them, we make sure they are well informed, they are able to know their children, they're able to give quality timing for their children. Do you know that even though you have a whole house, like we are doing all this without their parents' support, like without their parent money, I am going to my house, you are going to your house, but we also help the parent too, because if the parents are liberated, the children too.
Be liberated,
Yes.
of course,
It
to be
applies.
passed on to the children. So we are actually begging everybody once again to support this dream, to support the dreams of people from the slum, to support the dreams of people who cannot afford education, either through schooling or through learning a trade. Education has more to do, has a lot to do than just going to school.
Yes.
It goes beyond the four corners of a classroom. So please, let's help people. Let's support dreams from the slum.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. So